Good morning. Malpongwea.
Thank you.
Natau 2003 epe natokona e pati moli eupe atlak namdroana ni conservation. Now to conservation no eu leu sus moli telefon marine. Now natokona pati ngu nango pe lewo no recently the marine protected area e pe nang eu marong mer namroana nang eu funsi resources mangani natasi nang en fe telo pratik matakiana te no e pe namroana te fati no e euroko o muri nang takana slana rung marapakira telefoni awareness manga nani pin laken eu pe atlaki nguna pele for village na tokona pat pe.
My role in the network, I used to be a technical officer.
I work as a secretary of the executive Ngunepele Marine and Protected Area Network.
I will be demonstrating how we can construct a small cage like this. We started to do coral gardening in 2013, and it's a new idea, it's a new method, and we found out that it helps like the food web, and it helps to regenerate the coral reef. Tomorrow I'll be collecting some of the fragments, coral fragments, and then we're gonna plant this cage, and then we're gonna deploy it. So this would take about maybe 12 months. That's the proper time when you have to transplant this into where the reefs are not healthy. Climate change is affecting the marine environment, affecting everything in our lives.
We are standing on the organic garden, and this organic garden which is introduced to the community. This is like the pilot site for the network, and I'm looking after the organic garden. The communities, they came here and have a look at this how we planted the crops in a row. In between this you can see there are claricity which are in between the crops. So that means when the crops are ready, we harvest them, then we rotate the crops again.
So Marcel, emi one local farm. So experience we Marcel emi kat from we time we you start long time long before site long how long plant long ground Marcel emi kat some experience plo isum. The fruit of taro fiti here. Big one. Marcel always tied taro. In time for disaster hurricane palm, they lose taro. But Marcel try hard to plant taro fiti and to supply every man to come and plant again. You sweat and you work hard to find your result. You break the ground and you must work hard to find what you want, you need. Marcel want everyone plant sweet potato for disaster, like hurricane. Hurricane come, sweep the rope, but inside sweet potato stay anytime to hit. Emi facem disaster, sweet potato, emi suffer facem disaster. Not like banana. Banana, emi grow up. Windy come, fall down. But sweet potato, you ready anytime. You come harvest and you take. Here.
This solar food dryer is how I keep to adapt with this solar food dryer is we are adapting on climate change, because in Pele Island as a whole, we face the climate challenge every day in our daily lives. So this is the best method, the best way to preserve our food. When they are out of season, then we can use the solar food dryer for preserving that and keep our families, they got enough to heat. So the sun heats direct to the solar panel, and the solar panel passes the heat right down underneath the solar bed. There is a solar fan. There is 2 fans in here, so it generates the heat inside this solar food dryer. So it's about 100 degrees, which we can keep our food safe. And it takes about 3 days to get dried, and after the 3 days, I remove out from the solar dryer and I package them up, and I package at the end of the 3 days, and I can sell to the tourists and especially for my families at all.
These 3 areas will be decided by the community meeting. So permanent conservation area is no-take area, so people can go there. Tapu area is only for certain times. It's up to what decision decides, the community decides. Access area is where the people, the community, they go there, they harvest from there, they get income from there, and they get what they want, like for food.
What we are doing today is we're doing the monitoring for Nekakwa village at Nguna Highland. This monitoring is just part of a program that the network is doing. This is the first ever toolkit that we had first trial at Nguna in Nekakwa community. My team will be going down to they are already on the water to monitor the reef. We hope to take the good results out from this. This is our first ever monitoring we did in Nguna. So we hope to get a good result from this community and for us all the network, the feedbacks for the network to analyze this community-based conservation area network. I have to do the analysis, the data analysis. So my role is to analyze all the 3 modules together at the end of our result.
They have to review the community management plan and insert some of the actions to do with the conservation area.
There are reef Helti, because there are 4 of us doing this module. I was like in the 6 meters, and there's another 3, and then like the last one was in the almost to the shallow, but it seems like the reef structure is good, not too bad. The shallow reefs were very, very good. There's lots of epipore fish, and there's not much crown of thorns. There's not too much bleaching, so the outcome of the reef Helti survey was good. Yeah. This graveyard has been, there's a big impact on this graveyard about sea level rise. If you happen to walk this way, you can see the bones of our ancestors. They are washed out. We really want to share this message to other parts of the region and the world. The last thing I would like to say is people don't tend to depend much on their other sources, like funding sources, but they have to do their own, they have to do their own adaptation measures, because now we're experiencing a lot of climate change impact that affects almost all of the sectors. Like when we talk about the marine, so we have to adapt ourselves. When we talked about culture, we talked about the way we respect the environment. The nature, I would say, when we talk about nature, we talk about everything. But in relation to the culture, I think it's really important. So conservation and tapu areas and the way of adaptation, I think it's most important in the culture, which is linked to the nature.